Fire means healing the land and healing the people. Healing the watershed, bringing the soil back to life. We aren't going to do any of those things without fire. So that's what fire means to me. My name is Anna Merritt. I'm a Klamath Modoc tribal member, Pit River as well. I spent much of my childhood around Williamson River, Spike River watersheds, Sican. I left in the 3rd grade and I ended up going to Louisiana for a little while to the Marine base. I think I went to 16 or 17 different schools in my lifetime, which made it kind of hard for me to ground myself. When I was 16, I came back to Chiloquin. Over that time frame, I did spend the summers with my dad. My dad would take us to the mountains, take us gathering. He was a hunter, fisher, gatherer. He would tell us that the same water that's running through the mountains is the same water that's running through our veins. Feeling that, understanding that my whole life, I always felt really connected to home. The more I learn about mismanagement of the lands, the more painful it is to be at home. But it's also what keeps me here. After I turned 19, I moved up to the Yakima reservation. I fought fire up there for a couple seasons. My first time doing prescribed burns was up there with Yakima. Being around the fire, it just pulled me in. And I love being out there, hiking, being next to the fire. What I've learned about fire, it brings everything together. Not only does fire bring the people and the organizations together, fire brings the trees and the land together. Without fire, we have a very unhealthy forest. It's a really beautiful thing to understand how fire works when you use it properly and you allow it to do what it needs to do. I came back home and started working with the tribes and local nonprofits. I was able to go out and burn with Nature Conservancy. I got hired by the Klamath Tribes just to go do this burn. I'm just really thankful that we're all here today. We're pushing forward with fire across the landscape. I'm really focused on the forage, all the understory, and the berries and our cherries, bringing some apple trees back. I lit that fire that day. The fire is burning beautifully. It was a really good feeling to be out there with other tribal members that are hopeful for a good outcome with fire. When you think about the health of the forest as a whole, and then you think about fire, I think most people get fearful or unsure, uncertain. And when people begin to feel that way, they shut down and they're like, no, we don't want that. That's not the answer. But fire fits in somewhere in the forest. For thousands of years, fire burnt on a large scale. and it kept the land pretty clean. Many tribal members understood that. Fire definitely brings people together.
Last time we burned right out here, but we just finished thinning.
I've seen it, seen the fire bring many different organizations together, collaborating and working together wholeheartedly. That's really something. We really need to be partnering up for our future generations. I've been wanting to go out to that burn and just walk it and do my own little inventory so that I can learn from what the fire did. Hi, baby. We're gonna walk over to where I lit the fire at. This is where I came out here 2022, and when we burnt this. We burnt this whole thing. Look out here. Do you know why we burnt it? To help the land? Pretty much. See the bushes over here? Do you know what eats those bushes?
Ticks.
The mule deer.
Oh.
The bushes are a lot healthier because of the burn. When you talk about fire, you have to talk about the understory. Cultural burning is to take care of the foods, all the foods, not just the bitterbrush and the camas and, the roots, but also the game, the big game that are eating all that bitterbrush. And then to understand that we can use bitterbrush as humans. We can use the rabbit brush. We can use all these foods for ourselves, for our own health and well-being. I don't know, it's pretty amazing to see. All the land around, benefits from the burn directly, just because the groundwater, the moisture increases. Fire is going to teach us how to live again, through culture and identity. You ready to go out in the woods?
Yep.
I asked my son the other day, what would you rather have? Would you rather have all the money in the world, or would you rather be able to hunt and fish and gather all your foods and live on the land? He's all, I'd rather hunt and fish and gather my foods. He felt really good and confident. He didn't even question it. That was a really good feeling to hear my 7-year-old understand the world that way. Now I don't want him to lose that feeling and that thought. I keep picturing myself with my new little girl out on a burn. I am hoping to just make that a norm for all 3 of my kids, that we're going to be out there cultural burning, maintaining the land, understanding that that's where we get our food from. That's a hope for me.